Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to Astroluck. Thank you so much for watching my previous astrological video on COVID-19. I'm very thankful for your response that I've received on the video, and I thought that this is the time for a follow-up, briefly talking about this new moon, which is on 22nd and 23rd, depending on where you are living in the world. And this gives a new insight about the same situation for next 15 days. So we have the full moon on 7th of May. So the period that I'll cover is from 22nd April to 7th May. First of all, there are two things happening here, one at the forefront, one at the background. So, what's happening at the forefront is very aggressive energy that is coming across at different levels globally. That you are seeing that people are actively coming on the roads and agitating against the lockdown, which is more of the fire energy, and people want to nurture themselves, they want to take care of themselves, and economics play a very important role in this aspect, and they really want to find that economic independence. Not everyone is uh, doing great during this time economically, and they really are suffering a lot, and they, for that reason, they are very aggressively coming out. They are trying to open up the barriers, and the governments are coming under pressure. That is something that is coming on the forefront very clearly, and there's a lot of hopes for reviving the global markets right now. Like this, right now people have a lot of hopes that if they start acting right now, because Sweden and there are certain other countries, they are setting examples that they have not stopped their markets. Everything is working as normal as it can in certain countries, and they are setting up examples, and people really want to be out there, start working, and want to uh, rebuild their finances. There's a lot of hope that economics will revive right now. The people are very hopeful, and this will continue for next 15 days. And only problem here that I feel here is that if you watch the mouse pointer, moon is slowly approaching towards Rahu, which is not a good time. It will increase the number of infections, because last month when it crossed Rahu, uh, there was record high during first week of April. So I definitely don't recommend to people to take that kind of risk as of now. But then my recommendation will definitely not help, because planetary placements are such that people will be motivated to act in that way, and there is a divine plan which is acting around it. So I'm just sharing my observations, so don't worry about following it or not following it. It's okay. But in the background, something good is happening. I definitely can see that all the work that is being put together to find a vaccine, to find a medicine, is kind of moving in a very successful way. Although they have found it, or they are going to find it right now during this 15 days period, the right medicine, the right formula for the vaccine and all those things. But by the time it will be out for commercial use or public use, it will be end of September, and towards Christmas it would be available in the large scale. Because right now I think during the next 15 days they'll find the solution, but then they have to test it, they have to get approvals, and all those things will take some time. So but I definitely feel that they'll find the solution now in next 15 days. It is very likely that they will have that in next 15 days. And you will hear that some company or some research institute have a solution that they are trying to test right now. There were a lot of news about this even before, but then it turned out that it was they were talking about the medicine that is used for anti-malaria kind of drug that is being used in several different combinations, which is working with certain kind of patients and it's helping them. But that was a stopgap arrangement. But now they'll find very specific drug which will deal with this particular virus. Although on 3rd May, be very careful. That's when moon is crossing over Rahu. This moon is right now here in Taurus, but it will be crossing Rahu in Cancer. People will be very hopeful about luck, but something will be stressing them severely about the health system and the symptoms that they see on the large scale level changing for worse. There is a lot of negativity associated with it on the global health front. Like somehow people will start seeing that all this aggression didn't help them. Of course, it was their choice, their own willingness to go and work out there, but somehow it didn't work in their favor. Some kind of negative connotation is very much visible around 3rd, but then it is short-lived. I see that there would be sudden panic in the healthcare segment and also financial segment. But although soon people will recognize that at least on the financial level they would be still hopeful and they'll realize that this was a false alarm. But on the health segment, sadly, this was not a false alarm. But on a financial level, the people will still have hopes, and you will continue to see this aggressive mode on a both individual level and collective level. Like on the collective level, you are seeing that governments are trying to sue a certain country for not acting very responsibly. I'm not taking names of the countries here, but you know what I'm trying to say here. That aggression is very much there, and then the aggression at individual level to come out on the streets and agitate and ask for relaxation of the whole thing is also very much visible here. For one reason, Sun is in the Kritika Nakshatra right now. Kritika Nakshatra is quite nurturing but quite aggressive. It's almost the nurturing side of the people is forcing them to come out. Like parents who were on daily wages or they were on hourly basis or self-employed who really cannot nurture their kids right now properly because of the situation. It's that kind of urges are pushing them to act aggressively. It's not that people are very irresponsible, people don't want to take care of themselves because of the situation. They do understand everything, but then it's that energy that they really cannot nurture their child. That is that feeling. That feeling is not good, and that's annoying them, and that's the reason why they are coming back to work or forcing the lockdowns to be lifted up. If not the parent-child relationship, it's the other relationship that they cannot nurture one another because of the lockdown. Also, the Jupiter is deblated, which is like this is the exact global chart for 00 latitude longitude for the new moon, and here Jupiter is deblated, which rules the 10th house. Although there is a lot of hope for financial market right now to improve, but on one side that hope is there, but will it really improve? I have my doubts, but I don't want to venture into fear mongering thing right now, so I won't get into those details. But I somehow have a feeling that it is not a very good situation from that point of view. So I'm just trying to say that be little careful with your finances right now, and be little more careful about how things will work out in terms of your jobs and all those stuff, because right now everyone is distressed, and they are distressed about everything else, and they don't know how to handle this situation. So no one is prepared for this, and nobody knows how to handle it. So it's wise to stay low, stay isolated, maintain that social distancing as much as possible, and try to not get very emotional about nurturing others right now. You are doing them a favor by being together in this hard time. Yeah, you cannot offer them the best of the luxury that you were offering them before the situation happened, but everyone is sailing in the same boat right now. Although everyone has a very different financial situation, but still the isolation is same for everyone. The uncertainty is same for everyone. So for next 15 days, this would be the overall mood, and I'll try to come up with the full moon situation in before the full moon, just a couple of days before the full moon, and